Hey everyone, it's Andrea from the Reach Museum, and welcome to this edition of Virtual Little Explorers. Today, we are going to talk all about animals, but before we begin, we're going to start with our hello song. So if you're new to Little Explorers at the Reach, here it comes. All you need is your voice and your hands. So this song uses some sign language and also your voice, and we'll say hello to each other, and then we're going to say hello to what we're learning about today. So we start with the sign for hello, which if you take your hand like you're going to wave and you put it up here, is hello. And we're saying hello to our friends. So the sign for friends is really fun. You need your 2 pointer fingers, you're going to take them and you're going to have them hug each other. Friends. So hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time, like I have a watch that I'm touching, it's time to say hello. Are you ready? Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Hey! All right, now, since we are the Little Explorers, we're gonna say hello, explorers. And the word for explorers, the sign for explorers, you're gonna take your hands, kind of like you're looking through binoculars, and then you're just gonna move them around like this. Can you do that? You're making 2 almost circles. You can make circles and then open them just a little bit. Right by your face, move them around a little. Let's do that one. Are you ready? Hello, explorers. Hello, explorers. Hello, explorers. It's time to say hello. All right, so we've got friends, we've got explorers, and now since we're talking about animals, let's say hello to all the animals. And the sign for animals is if you take your hands, you put them like this with all your fingers together and your thumbs sticking out, you're going to take your fingertips and you're going to put them against your chest, just like this. See that? When we say the word animal, we're going to keep our fingertips in the same place, but we're going to move our hands out and in. Okay, and if when you do that, you take a deep breath, that helps me remember the sign for animal because it's like I'm breathing. I'm using my lungs, which are in my chest, to breathe. So animal. You ready? Let's say hello to all the animals. Hello, animals. Hello, animals. Hello, animals. It's time to say hello. Great, you did it. Okay, you ready to talk about animals? If you love animals, give a thumbs up. What's your favorite animal? I want you to think about it. Get it in your brain quietly. What is your favorite animal? And on the count of 3, I want you to whisper it out loud. Are you ready? Do you have it? 1, 2, 3. Some favorite animals out there. What makes your animal special? What does it eat? Where does it live? How do you know those things about your animal? Okay, let's think about your favorite animal. What does it need to survive? What do you need to survive? There are 4 main things. Everyone show me 4 fingers. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 main things that your animal needs to survive. And I'll give you a hint. You need the same 4 things as your animal. The same 4 things as a hummingbird or a praying mantis, or an elephant, or even a fish, all needs these same 4 things to survive. Can you think of what those 4 things might be? If you think of any, if you have any ideas, shout them out right now. What 4 things might all living things need to survive? Should I tell you? Should we go through them? Okay, the first one, food. So I want you to imagine that you're holding something delicious in your hand. I want you to take a bite. Food is number 1. Number 2 is water. So if you make your fingers into a W, you see this W? And you take your pointer finger and you touch it to your chin. And if you really want to pretend you're drinking, you could go, pretend you're taking a sip, right? So food, water. The next one, you probably have over your head right now. It's a shelter. So you're gonna take your hands and make a little shelter over yourself. And finally, the last thing that all living things need in order to survive is space. So reach your hands out, see how much space you have. Should we review? Food, water, shelter, space. Should we do the signs? Food, water, shelter, space. Oh, stretch out. Feels good. Wiggle your fingertips. See how much space you can make. All right. Those 4 things make up an animal's habitat. Let's review. Food, water, shelter, space. And those 4 things make a good habitat for a creature. Got it? So, shall we sing our song? The tune to this song is The Ants Go Marching One by One. And it's not about ants, it's about a habitat. So, we're going to sing, "A habitat's a place for me, hurrah, hurrah." Okay? A habitat's a place for me, hurrah, hurrah. All creatures need 4 things you see, hurrah, hurrah. And then we're going to say the 4 things. You ready? Food, water, shelter, space. When we've found it all, we've found our place. And we find our homes in the water, underground, in the air, all around. Cool? Let's do it again. A habitat's a place for me, hurrah, hurrah. All creatures need 4 things you see, hurrah, hurrah. Food, water, shelter, space. When we've found it all, we've found our place. And we find our homes in the water, underground, in the air, all around. Okay, let's do it again, as quiet as we can. Are you ready? A habitat's a place for me, hurrah, hurrah. All creatures need 4 things you see, hurrah, hurrah. Whisper them with me. Food, water, shelter, space. When we found it all, we found our place. And we make our homes in the water, underground, in the air, all around. Great job. Now you know. Now let's talk more about things that make animals really special in their habitat. Okay, Now that we know what all creatures need to have in their habitat, food, water, shelter, and space, it's time to start thinking like an animal. So we're going to go through our senses. What are our senses? We have sight, smell, hearing, taste, and touch. We're going to go through those senses. We are going to talk about how animals are really good at doing some of those things. Are you ready? Okay, I have some friends to help. So, first friend I'm going to bring out, this is Sharp Owl. What do you think Sharp Owl's really good at? Which one of those senses? Sharp Owl is really good at seeing, and she's also really good at hearing. But owls are birds of prey, and another bird of prey is this fella, a bald eagle. Okay? Birds of prey have really good eyesight. So good, their eyes are so big that if I was an owl, in my head, my eyes would be this big. Isn't that amazing? So, their eyes are so big in their head that it's like they're wearing binoculars in their face. So if I wanted to see something like an owl or an eagle would see it, I would just look at something, and then while I'm looking at that thing, I bring my binoculars up to my face, and wow, everything just got so much closer. So most binoculars will magnify something 8 to 10 times, and that's about how much better an eagle's eyesight is than mine. So if you really want to see how a bird of prey sees, grab a pair of binoculars, and that's a start. Some other animals with really good eyesight are predators. So one predator that has really good eyesight is this predator. This is a mountain lion. And if you look at a mountain lion's skull, which I happen to have, you can see how big these eye sockets are. Really big, really good sense of sight from a mountain lion. Mountain lion's a predator. When we say predators have eyes in the front because they like to hunt. Okay, eyes in the front, likes to hunt. All right, so that's sight. Shall we move on? Let's move on to hearing. Okay, so I have another friend here. This is Sage Coyote, and I had another friend. Here she is. This is Otis the Myotis. And both of these animals are really good at hearing. Can you think of an animal that might be really good at hearing? What special feature would you see? You want me to give you a hint? Here's a local animal that is really good at hearing. This is a jackrabbit. You'll notice how big those ears are. So let's give ourselves some super hearing. Are you ready? So take your hands, and I want you to take your hands and just glue all your fingers together, and then take your hands and make little cups and put your little cups behind your ears. Okay, you've just given yourselves super hearing. You've made your hearing, you've made your ears even bigger, which means there's more places, more area for the sound to get collected to go into your head. All right? So if you want to try it, turn on some music or have somebody talk to you, and while they're talking, you can even do it right now. You can put your hands behind your ears. Make sure you're not covering your ears, because that's not going to work. Put your cups behind your ears, make your ears bigger, and then while I'm still talking, take the cups off and see if you can hear the difference, right? You just had super hearing, like a jackrabbit or a bat or a coyote. Pretty cool, huh? Let's talk about smell. Now, We're going to talk about smell in a different way because I think this is so cool. Some animals have a really good sense of smell, but the smell that we're going to talk about has to do with these animals. Deer. Now we have a lot of deer around here. And there's a really neat thing that happens when a baby deer is born. Do you know what a baby deer is called? It's called a fawn. Can you say that? Fawn. So I'll show you a picture of a fawn. And you can see that this fawn is hiding in the grass. And this is interesting for you to know because if you ever find a fawn, you should leave it alone, even if it looks like its mom and dad are not there, because fawns are born without any smell. And so what their parents do is they put them somewhere, they hide them in the grass, and they leave to find their food or whatever they're doing. But they leave the fawn alone for a while when it's born because it has no smell. And so predators will not find it. Okay? So if you ever find a fawn that seems like it's been abandoned by its parents, it's probably just really new. And it's just doing the thing that fawns do. They are born without any scent. They have no scent for about a week after they're born. So pretty cool. That is smell. Let's see, we've done sight, we've done hearing, we've done smell. What should we do next? I think we'll go for touch. Now for touch, we're gonna have to get up and move around, so I'll meet you right back and we will talk about our special animal walk. All right? See you in a second. Okay, everyone. So we talked about sight, smell, hearing. So now we're going to talk about touch. When you think about touching something, what part of your body do you usually use to touch? It's your hands, right? So we are going to talk about some creatures that use their feet in a very special way to be able to touch and get where they're going. So my friend Sage Coyote here is an animal that uses this way of touching things to get where it's going. And there are some other predators that do the same thing. So animals like this mountain lion or cougar, animals like this red fox, they all use a special walk to get where they're going, especially when they're hunting. So remember when we talked about our mountain lion and its eyes pointing forward? We said eyes in front likes to hunt. So when this animal is hunting, it's going to use all of its senses that it can to find food. So it's not going to be able to use a lot of its senses to make sure that it's going where it's supposed to be going. Okay, so we are going to practice walking like a coyote or a mountain lion or a fox. Are you ready? All right. Then you're going to have to stand up and give yourselves some room. Okay, and we're going to start just with some balance. So before we walk, like our coyote, I want you to use your feet to practice your balance. So pick up one foot, you can have your hands out, pick up the other foot. And if you're a coyote, you are going to use all your eyes for looking for food. You're going to use your nose for smelling for food and your ears for listening for food. So you have to use your sense of touch to make sure that you are not going to step on something that's going to snap and make a big noise and scare away all your prey. So if you find a video of a mountain lion or a fox or a coyote walking through its environment, you might be able to see them doing this really special walk. So here's what you need to do. So pick a leg and balance on that leg. You're going to pick up your foot. You can roll your ankle. And then to try your coyote walk, you're going to just put your toes down in front of you. And without even looking at your feet, you're going to feel the ground with your foot. And then when you feel like the ground is safe, you're not going to make any noise, you're going to slowly roll your foot down. Okay, and then pick up your other foot. Feel the ground with your feet. When you feel like it's safe, slowly put your foot down. And you're trying not to make any noise. Okay? So I want you to try this. Take a minute now and just try your coyote walk around the area where you are. Try to make as little noise as possible. And really use the bottoms of your feet to feel the ground, to make sure you're not going to step on anything noisy, to make sure you're going to take a safe step. But what you won't see when you're watching these animals is you won't see them looking down at their feet. They're using their sense of touch to basically see what the ground looks like. Cool? All right, so practice that fox walk, coyote walk, mountain lion walk. And we're going to do one more thing about taste. And I'll meet you back here in a second. All right, friends, we are going to wrap it up with one really short page that I'm going to read out of a book that I love. And the book is this. It's called Animal Senses: How Animals See, Hear, Taste, Smell, and Feel. And this is a great book to get if you are interested in learning more about animal senses. They have really fun activities you can do, and you should check it out. But for now, there's one more animal sense that we haven't talked about yet, so I'm going to read a page from this book on taste. And it has to do with one of my favorite animals that has a really interesting way of tasting, and that is the butterfly. This is a swallowtail butterfly. And it says, "How sweet it is. Are there any foods that you really like and others that you'd rather not eat? Wild animals also have favorite foods. Many caterpillars eat only one kind of plant. And birds won't eat monarch butterflies because they have a bad taste. Cats can't taste sweet things at all. Your taste buds are on your tongue." Everyone stick out your tongue. "Ah." "But you may be surprised to find out what body parts other animals use for tasting." Okay, are you ready to find out about a butterfly? If you were a butterfly, you would have taste buds on your feet. You'd walk around on a flower before deciding if it was good enough to eat. Isn't that amazing? Your tongue would be coiled up like a party blower under your head. To feed, your tongue would straighten out like a straw and suck up the flower's nectar. And you would be 200 times more sensitive to sweet things than a human is. Isn't that interesting? So that's a butterfly, and there's lots of other animals that are really good at tasting with different parts of their bodies. We use our tongue. Butterflies use their feet and also their long coiled up tongue. Pretty neat, huh? Animal Senses. You should check it out. And our story time is over. I ended with taste because just in case you want to go have a snack or use a straw to drink some juice like a butterfly, you can do that right now. Friends, thank you again for joining us for Little Explorers. Keep checking back. We'll keep posting fun stuff online. And until next time, have some great adventures. All right. Bye, everyone.